Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the film Only. And Only is going to get the award this week for most poorly timed release. And this is a film about a pandemic. Honestly, I feel like there's been quite a few films coming out in 2020 that are about pandemics, and they just feel a different way in 2020. This film is about a pandemic, this virus that is killing women. And women have to start going into quarantine, and if you go out of quarantine or if you're found out to be infected, the government comes and gets you, or groups of hunters come and hunt you down and trying to stop the spread of this disease. And this is from writer-director Takashi Dosher, and this film is very grim, it's very gray in how everything is shot. And in many ways, this story is trying to do so many different things. It's trying to capture this thriller, this idea, and the sci-fi aspect of a dystopia where people are just stuck in quarantine. You only really have, our main female character, played by Frida Pinto, only has the ability to message people, FaceTime, and should she be contacting people? What if she finds out that she's symptomatic and somebody comes and gets her and takes her and her husband away, played by Leslie Odom Jr. And this film is told in a very muddled way. It goes for the nonlinear storytelling of our main focus, our main story here is obviously Frida Pinto's character is symptomatic, and her husband are going on this journey and wind up being hunted by a father and son. So you have this thriller kind of idea as that story is going through, but you're consistently cutting back to day 1, day 30, day 50, day 400 of this pandemic and how things are going. You're starting to see probably the most emotional aspect is Frida Pinto's just crumbling. Her sanity, her emotional state, because she is stuck in this home just permanently at this point. And you see her desperately trying to connect with her friends over a chat room or communicating with her parents. And Leslie Odom Jr.'s in this situation where he is trying to keep her safe and trying to be really strict, and you see the strain on their relationship. So those aspects of the film feel very much like a human drama, this marital drama, and trying to balance that with the thriller aspects and cutting back and forth. I don't know if the nonlinear storytelling really works in this situation, because it really cuts up the momentum of this one story, this one in our present time, which the thing is, when you really put it all together, isn't that long of a time or really that interesting. I feel like this film really works when you're seeing that tension between them as a couple, and I feel like this film could have worked all the way up through just focusing on those aspects and seeing those kinds of tension. And obviously they tried to build, because it seems like this present time storyline is past the point of them really caring about quarantine. They're just trying to live at this point and make the most out of things out in the real world. She's pinning her chest down so that binding her chest so you can't tell that she's a woman, and all these different kinds of things. And in the end, it just feels like there's too many moving parts. And if it weren't for the really strong performances from Frida Pinto and Leslie Odom Jr., I don't think this film would have worked even as closely to how it does. And in the end, I feel like this is a pretty muddled and serviceable kind of pandemic drama slash thriller, because that's really two stories are being told in this film with the same characters. But in the end, I think Only is a passable kind of sci-fi film, post-apocalyptic film that you could check out on Netflix right now. But those are my thoughts on Only. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.